Welcome to Framework Fortune, and welcome back all you amazing individuals in the Framework Fortune community. Looks like we've got quite a bit of weirdness going on today. Let's see what's happening here with the NQ. The NQ's still pushing, but really running into a lot of pressure. It did break the 15,000 mark. Let's see how much further that can rebound. Looks like it's already having issues. It hit that 15,002. Big pullback there, so there's a lot of volatility in the stock market, which of course means the SPY is up. If NQ's up, well, actually the SPY looks worse than the NQ. Look at that. Shot up again in market, big pullback. HYMC was looking really good. And if you continue to hold this yesterday and make profit, good job up to that 350, or even before pre-market closing the 233, but having a pullback, I'm assuming that AMC must have had a pullback. Now looking at the list, we had all those crypto. Oh, BTCS, look at that nice move up. Back up to 469. That's in the 450s. And it's back over all EMAs. So as cryptos seem to be still ripping. What's up, Orlando? You can see there, Ethereum testing that 3,500 still right now. And then don't freeze up on me now. Let's see. Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin testing 48,000 now. So let me take a look at these crypto plays. They're all showing red, but just barely. And BTCS actually had a nice push. Coinbase still around 200. EQOS, that one's pulled back. I'm going to take Coinbase off because I'm not going to trade that. But let's see, gold pulled back. Gold had a sharp pullback last night. Ryan Merritt are looking like they're going to start rebounding possibly here. Yeah, all these are setting up. It just may not be today. And DATS, I did get stopped out on this yesterday. If you are not in the Discord yet, I got stopped out right here at the tip. It could not end up breaking out, but it was only a $7 loss. So I'll just take this thing off. And I'm going to take DATS off as well. Let's see what's actually popping. IGMS. $200 million underwritten public share offering. I don't like that. I got a lot of PR. So okay, they got a collaboration with some company called Sanofi, and then they look like they also had earnings, but they also announced a common offering. So there's a lot going on with this stock. It is below the 200, but it has room up to 27. This previous support, this floor right here. We'll keep it on watch, but I don't know about that play. CLVR. What is CLVR? Clever Leaves Holding. What is Clever Leaves? Oh, this is interesting. The House Rules Committee has scheduled a Monday afternoon meeting to prepare a federal marijuana federal marijuana legalization bill for floor action. So if that bill actually gains traction and looks like it is going to get signed, then pot stocks are going to be green. Look, just off of the fact that they mentioned that bill, all these pot stocks are green. Oh yeah, let's see, AMRS, let's move 30 cents today on very little volume. Aurora Cannabis bouncing up, Canopy Growth bouncing up, PRIS bouncing up. Yeah, Cron, all of these pot stocks getting a little bit of action just off of that fact that they may be pushing another bill. But, you know, we'll see if that one goes through. Let's see, we got, this is a $60 play. This is Love Sack. If you've never sat in a Love Sack beanbag, you have never lived. But they are expensive. I don't have one because it's just, man. It's very comfy, but to spend that much on a pillow or beanbag, I don't know. Okay, so got play up as well. A lot of higher price stocks, look, especially in the mid-range, Bed Bath & Beyond. And a lot of this is basically because the stock market did have a little rebound. Some of the oil's up. Good evening, Lori. Good morning, Austin. How's it going? A little bit of plays, a little bit of oil plays, not much. So where's oil at? Whoops. Oil testing that $100 area, which is also where the 50-day is. There's a lot of talk about supply of oil and everything. But, yeah, you can see right here, reports of Russian de-escalation. That's part of it. But China is locking down Shanghai for COVID. And China is a very big oil importer. So with them doing more lockdowns, that is definitely going to cause some issues. Let's see, how many shares is this? 32 million. It's below that 200 though. We go into our chart and look at some things a little differently. See the better perspective. This play is certainly weird and interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna keep all these crypto. There's really nothing else that's popping up that looks very good. You have Virgin Galactic around 16. Let's see something. Look at this top 10 NASDAQ gainer list. IGMS is the top gainer. Clover's next. NLSN, nothing there. Hood, oh, Hood is ripping. Let me put Hood. A little bit late on Hood, but we got a couple of MVIS ripping. MEDS. Yeah, I'm alright with that one. Okay. Okay, we got a few things to look at here. What's going on with Hood? Oh, this is Robin Hood. Ah, boy. They announced extended trading hours. That's, meh. I hate Robin Hood with a passion, and I really do not want to trade it, but I will trade it if it gives an opportunity. But so far it's ran $3, so nothing there yet. I'm really interested in this play. This is about the only thing I'm seeing now that I like. We have this previous resistance right here. Holding up. Looks like we, a 15-minute candle. I'm going 10. What? I don't have enough? What's going on? Let me check my account here. Looking for us to break that $25 area. Yeah, 23 is the floor. Looks like it wants to test though. I screwed my account up so much. Give me just a second, guys. Okay. Let's see. What's up, Donnell? He's being quiet. Well, you know, we're working on getting him to be quiet, especially because my wife works from home now. IGMS still pulling back. Let's see here. There we go. Alright, now I can see what's up. GFAI. They got expansion into Dubai and Australia. It's a robotics company. I see this on the daily. It's been on a nice uptrend, but I don't know about that. Clover. Clover is on a uptrend. It did break pre-market high. I'm actually going to put Clover on watch because of its intraday movement. Nothing there, it doesn't look like. BTCS starting to go green on the day. Not a lot of volume though. Of course, there's only like 95,000 in volume. Hood still holding above. Hood actually looks like it's maybe trying to push some more. This is a beautiful U-shape on IGMS. They also received money. I didn't see that one. They received $150 million upfront payment. So they've got a lot of good PR. There we go. So I'm getting in here 10 shares in this little pullback. Because looking at this overall picture, you know, we had a gap up, hit resistance at 2250, have sold off, curled around, came back up, broke all the pre-market high, broke that resistance, and we're just running into 25 testing, but break at 25. This certainly could move a couple more dollars. And it's not that high up. You know, it's up 60% because of the gap up. And it is the top gainer on the day, but it's not like it's up 400% or anything. So getting it kind of close to this previous resistance. Looks like we are going to give 25 a test here in a second. 20, yeah, right through 24.75. Yeah. Wow, spread is getting crazy. As this gets volume and the spread switching, or the bid and ask are switching, the difference between the two are insane on at some seconds. So if you're looking at getting in this, be careful marketing in. I got filled while it was a little bit quieter just a minute ago, but now, I mean, there's 30-cent spread. See, here comes a test of, wow, right over 25. Beautiful break. Beautiful break up to 25.50. We blew right through that thing. That's what I like to see. Did get slammed at 25.50. Oh, we're right through that. Up to 25.71. 25.75. That's broken down right up to 26. We're going to blast right through 26. This is what I'm talking about. Beautiful. Come on. Remember, we got room up to 27. That's where my profit target is at. So we're close to that. But I want to see if it can test and break through that. Because if we break through 27, we're more than likely going to hit 30. And we are already, right here testing 27. Or getting close to it anyway, like 50 cents away. And now we got us a verified uptrend as well. So I'm just going to ride this thing on this. Oh, right through 27 as I'm talking. Right through it. Okay, the top is 27.88, something like that. We did just throw a wick way up over it. Over 27, 27.58. So we did slow down right before it. Let me go into an hour chart. You can't see it back there. 10 days all the way back down at 21. Here comes another test of 27. And there goes the break at 27. Come on. Hold. It's got to hold that 27 as support. It keeps breaking over it, but bids are not stacking at 27 yet. So you still got them on the ask. We need 27s over on the bid. There we go. Stack, stack. Oh, they got taken out. Still stacking though. Still stacking. Slowly getting taken out. Oh, there's a bigger order. All right, starting to stack. As long as 27 starts to hold, we ought to continue on up right here. I'm struggling with that area. I may just lock it out here in a second. We'll lock out most of it. Let's see though. It's still trying to test 27. Oh, here we go. Back up over 27. Starting to run. Oh, here we go. Let's go. Let's go. We're right up to 28. Blasting through 28. How much more do you got in you? 28's got to start holding here. 28. There we go. And we're already pushing again. If 28 holds, I'm going to hold. If 28 cracks, I'm locking out. Starting to crack a little bit. Nope. 28 holding, starting to push again. Break through 28.50 possibly here. Yep, another new high. Barely push. We're really slowing down at this 28.50 though. Need to bust right through that in just a second. And okay, we're testing 28 as support again, starting to crack that area. And this is my profit area coming back down. This is my profit target. Well, let's see, 28 still poking. Is it going to pop back above it? Oh, another possible test. Damn, right back over 28. I've got my finger on the trigger. This thing keeps on showing like it wants to try to get over 28 and go. Oh, there we go. And we're off again. 28.71. $29. All the way up to 30. Locking half of, I'm gonna lock half of it out here, unless we're about to. Wow, we're gonna bust right through. Wow, right through 30. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna take half of it off. I only got. Oh, I took 4 off. Well, let me take 1 more off. I got 5 shares left, I think. No, I've got 3 shares left. I just. Okay, whatever. It's fine. 3 shares is fine. We're still ripping here. All the way up to 31. This thing might start going crazy. This thing has exploded a little bit faster than I was expecting to. The fact that we've ran $10, well, $6 since I got into it, well, $7. This thing is ripping dollars right now, but the scary part is it hasn't had any type of pullback in this 15-minute candle. This is a $6 15-minute candle. Back above 31 again. We keep holding up areas. We're going to keep ripping. If we break 32 here and 32 starts holding, we'll be right up to 33. And there we go. Starting to break 32. Let's see if it holds. Yep, starting to hold. Ooh, it looks like we almost got halted there. Buying was really starting to come in for a second. And there's the, maybe? Is it a halt? Don't you lie to me, thinkorswim. It almost halted but didn't halt. We're up to 32. Looks like we're going to keep pushing. 32.56. Now we may halt. Are you going to halt? You keep looking like you're going to halt. Make up your mind. Alright, another pot. Look at all this buying coming through. That's why it looks like it keeps going to get halted and then it doesn't. We've seen that a lot lately. And there we go, up to 33. Can you keep going? 30, or are we going to halt this time? I think, nope, we still didn't halt. Look at this buying coming in. This thing is not getting halted. I'm about to get out if it doesn't start pushing or halt or something. There it is. Okay. Finally halted after a good 5 minutes of tons and tons. I mean, look at this time in sales. I mean, this is nothing but green for a while. There's very little red in all of that. So, beautiful play. Getting in right there. That confirmation, the break of this U-shape. Beautiful U-shape pattern. Just beautiful. And then had its first pop over it, came back down, confirmed the breakout. And then once we confirmed the breakout over that 25 and broke 25, nice big run. $8 run so far per share. So very, very big rip. And we'll see what it does out of this halt. All right. See, we got a lot of comments. Real quick, I am going to go take a break, mentally restable myself. I don't know why. I've only got 3 shares, and the 3 shares, I'm way up in profit. But while this is halted and we got a couple of minutes, I'm going to take a quick little break, and then I'll catch up with you guys in the comments, as I could not take my eyes off of this thing. Because remember, just in case it gets unhalted before I come back, which it shouldn't. As fast as these plays can go up is as fast as they can go down. So don't catch FOMO, and make a bad decision because you're afraid you're going to miss out on this thing possibly ripping more. But just be careful. All right, so we are still halted. Let's see here. Nice, Sicilian made $50. Good job. No worries, Sicilian man. You'll get there. Don't start getting ahead of yourself. You're staying consistent. The jump from the amount of money you're using now to a 25K account would take a mental toll on you. That psychological jump. Oh, we just unhalted. Let's see if we're gonna keep going. If I'm gonna lock this out here. We got up to 34. Oh, we're still going. Testing 35. Let's do the thing. 35. It probably will slow down. Well, maybe. Let's see here. If it holds 34, it could try to break 35. If it doesn't hold 34, it's going to come back down to 25. We're breaking 35 now. Trying. 35 starting to stack the bids. Look at, oh, I got taken out again, but they're trying to stack. We see those stack. We're going to see another pop here. There they go. Here we go. Let's go. Up to 36. Can we break through 36? Oh, no, still struggling with 35. We don't break 35 soon. I'm taking it. Or if we don't start holding 35, I should say. Because we're already breaking it. We're just not holding. I'm out. Alright, so I'm out of it. $67 win. It is trying to still hold 34, but the fact it couldn't hold above 35 pushed all the way back down to 30. Yeah, it's starting to crack now. Okay. Alright, well, I'm done. I'm good. I will take my $67 in profit and go about my day. See, we're 42 is the 200 day. Also, well, damn, that's still quite a ways away. We're in this, oh, okay. I was counting that 32 area, but we're running into the top, or the bottom of the gap here, this big space. So that is acting as some resistance. It may have to consolidate a little bit if it's going to try to break the gap. But if it breaks that gap, it has nothing up until the 200 day. Like there's no resistance, anything between this area from 36 to 45 or 42, 200 days right there. So it possibly could try to go again. But I'll take my little win, take my ATM withdrawal, and go about my day. But to the point that I've been talking about as far as how I like to invest, it's starting to come back up to 35 now, or how I like to trade anyway. You know, I bought 10 shares, $250 of capital invested, and on that 10 shares, it ran $8. So coming around 67 in profit as I locked some out at 30 on $250. That's about, let's see, a 30% a little less than a 30% gain on my $250. So small capital investment on nice ripping stocks like this, and very small risk. With 10 shares, I was only risking $1 from it if it cracked 24 to crack below that 23 line. So I was risking $10 and able to pull out 67. So that is a 6-to-1 ratio, as well as the small amount of capital that I invested into it. And of course, the more capital I would have put, the bigger this win would have been. But the same thing would have been true to the downside on the risk. But does everybody understand why I took this trade and where I took my entry at? Oh, and also because I've been cutting my losses very small. Yesterday was a $7 loss. What is today? Tuesday? Thanks. Isn't it today Tuesday? I don't know what day it is. I never know what day it is. Yeah, it's Tuesday. And then I had a couple of $7, $8 losses last week. So my win rate right now from this week, or from last week until today, I think I've lost every trade last week, but I lost very small amounts. So even though I've won one trade probably out about 5, because my stop losses and my risk was so low, I am actually with one trade out of 5 or one trade out of 6. I'll have to look at TraderSync and see what exactly it is. But I'm still profitable with a 1 out of 5 win rate would be, what is that? Like a 20% win rate, and still able to be profitable with a 20% win rate. This is what I'm talking about. Trying to minimize risk as much as possible and get the plays, the entries, the perfect entries or the good entries down towards the bottom and catching these big rips. All right. Exactly. Well, I say profit target. Orlando, great point. I never get why people cut trades that are still doing what made you get in. I'm not cutting a trade until my thesis is no longer valid. It's not about profit targets to me personally. Now, I make profit targets, but the profit targets for me are not set in stone specifically for that reason. I had a profit target at 2780, the bottom of this, but we tested it and it was, this thing was still showing bullish movement. So there was no reason for me to cut out at that profit target yet. We just went straight up on this 15-minute candle basically. Now when we got up here, 35 is a nice hold number. We couldn't hold it. We started pushing down. The direction of momentum has started changing. And whether or not this is just a quick pullback, in the short time, we did have a direction change. So if this direction change was to continue, it would continue to sell off. But we don't know. At this point right now, this thing could still break out if buying volume continues to come in. But because of the direction in momentum, the indecision change, all of that right here, that's why I got out. There wasn't really a reason for me to get out at 27, 80, 27 whatever, because that was my profit target. The profit target is, it's part of your trading plan, and it's important. You want to have profit targets, but at the same time, when something is running, you don't want to just lock out at a profit target just to lock out. Excuse me. So you want to wait until the direction has changed. We had even if I go into a 5-minute chart, you can see nothing but green. There was no direction change until right here. Let's see. Lauren, you're still holding on to Sundial. You're going to hold through earnings aftermarket. You're brave. You're very brave. But it could work out for you. You never know. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Orlando, for the compliments. Let's see. Where am I at? Stay away. Wow. Daniel B. Daniel B. telling people to stay away from these types of stocks when it just ran $10. Yeah, stay away from the stocks, guys, that run $10 in 20 minutes. Listen to that. Oh, gosh. Okay. Yeah, good point, Lori Lee. It's hard to grow a small account in a bear market with these kind of odd stocks. I don't know about. I agree with what you're saying, Lori, as far as it's hard to grow a small account Which that's the reason why Daniel B says a lot of things that I have to disagree with, because we're here. I trade on a small account purposely to help you guys see how to grow a small account, or at least learn from my mistakes of what not to do. So it is a lot harder to grow a small account than it is trading with $25,000 if you're used to trading that much money. All right. Hal is busy. So HH is got a lot going on with his security, his cybersecurity business right now. With the war and all the things happening, he is just extremely busy. He's going to try to get back streaming. He said he should be back tomorrow, but he's a little hit or miss right now with the streams because of how much action he's getting in the cybersecurity world. So he's not gone forever. He's just making a whole lot more money right now off of those cybersecurity things than he is anything else. So wherever the big money is at, you can't hate on him, you can't blame him. He's got to go where the big money's at right now, and that's with the war and all of that. So he'll be back. He's been down for 2 days, but he is not taking a vacation. I can tell you that. He is still working very hard. All right. 2 or 3 bullets like this can wipe you out from trading. I had a $10 risk. How is that going to wipe anybody out from trade? Dan, what are you even talking about right now? This is a beautiful play. How are you even in the slightest arguing about a play that just ripped? It's up 118%, but just ripped $10. Like, this was easy money, and you're telling people this is to stay away from this? What are you talking about, man? How do your trend line, what is that you're asking? Orlando, how do your trend line where it's fixed? Not sure what you're asking exactly, Orlando. Thank you, GD. Sicilian, you would have made, if you only would have held, you'd have made $400. I know, man, but listen, you're still a new trader. You're doing good. As long as you're profiting, that is all that matters. Don't get hung up on that woulda, coulda, shouldas. Remember, we want to take our ATM withdrawals. We want to treat the stock market like an ATM. We don't want to treat it like a swimming pool. We're not here to put on sunglasses and sunscreen and our little floaties to go jump in the pool and swim around. We're here to get our money and get out. So as long as you're doing that, it doesn't matter how much you left on the table. You're doing what you're supposed to. So the consistency is the important part. It's not how much that you could have made or any of that. It's, are you consistently winning your trades? Or in my case, because I'm 1 of 5 or 1 of 6 right now and still profitable, which is just nonsense, but normally it doesn't happen to that extent. This is just there's not really been going on. Anyway, but you, well, I don't forgot what I was saying, but I think you guys got what I said. After looking at my trade, Austin, I didn't have pre-market open, so I didn't see the U-shape. See, that's something me and H&H Trader disagree on. And it was that whole pre-market thing. But that's why I like pre-market data. That's why I like to see it. Because that price action showed a beautiful U. Actually, well, this is the 5-minute. There's a cup and handle on the 5-minute. You can see there's the U and then the little cup, extra cup. But when you go to a higher time frame, it's just a U shape. You ain't got to make it all special. You can see perfect little U shape there on the hour chart. This is coming back up for another test of 35 though. This thing might still go. Yeah, it was able to threw a wick down to 31, but didn't sell off down to the trend line. So they can re-break 35. Oh, you're short, Lauren, on a sundial? Okay. So I'm going to disagree with you on that, Orlando. You said you recommended the Sicilian learn the spy and high float, and you'll never go back. Penny stocks target people's emotions. It's not just penny stocks, though. Emotions are not relevant to only penny stocks. That's relevant to everything. Remember, trading is 80% psychological. You can still be just as emotional in Apple as you can in a penny stock, but I wouldn't even this is not a penny stock. This stock has not been under $1, the whole past year. In fact, it was up at $99. So this is not even a penny stock to begin with. Or everybody loves cheap and fast moving craps moving up, money moving up, but faster moving down. In a few months they are done. Yeah, but if the money is moving up on all these cheap and fast moving stocks, well, that's consistent though. Just because, and what I mean, that never mind. I'm not even gonna. Daniel B. What is a proper stock? Can you give me the definition of a proper stock? You said buy a proper stock and stay with it for a few days, maybe weeks, and you will make more money like every day. So, first, Daniel B., do you understand the velocity of money? Right now, you are recommending people hold stocks, whatever a proper stock is. If you will please define what a proper stock is. Right now, you are recommending people hold stocks when inflation is growing rapidly and the stock market has been downtrending. You holding any stocks for weeks right now is pure insanity. I am not. I'm not. I can't. I don't even. Daniel B's. I don't know what you're talking about, Daniel B. Today. Daniel B, come on. That $10,000 is not a small account. See, that's why that right there. I'm not even going to argue or discuss with Daniel B about this nonsense. Everything he said so far today has just not been accurate whatsoever. Like, I have no idea what he's talking about, but calling a $10,000 account a small account, that's not a small account. If you can trade 3,000 a day, then you're not on a small account. That is an insult to people who are starting out with 500 or $1,000. Yeah, why would you divide it into 3 accounts? You could leave it in the same account. You ain't got to divide it into 3 different accounts. Just if you're disciplined enough, you should be able to trade the 3,000 on Monday, 3,000 on Tuesday, 3,000 on Wednesday. Why did you need 3 accounts for that? You tend to make things a lot harder for yourself and then tell everybody else they're very wrong about what they're saying. I'm trying to make things easy. But, feel free to research Daniel B's opinions and see. Don't listen to anybody, including me. Research, fact check us. Every trader is their own trader, but one thing I'm trying to get through with this channel, for especially for new traders, is the perspective of money, right? So a lot of disagreements that I have with other traders and debates and all of that comes from a difference in perspective on money. As I've said, I don't look at US dollars as money. So because of that difference in my perspective on things, I disagree with a lot of things that other traders are going to say, because most traders do not look at the difference between money and currency. And when you don't do that, you're basically ignoring a big part of your money, of your wealth building. And the perfect example is, if you hold, let's say you hold a proper stock. I'm still waiting for DB to explain what a proper stock is, because I seriously want to know what that is, DB. So, well, Lori Lee said you divided it into 3 accounts, Daniel B. So, yeah, exactly. There's no one solid way to trade or perfect way to trade. But that's why I always push, be your own trader. But the perspective that I'm trying to get everybody to see is this difference between currency and money. Because you're going to have a lot better understanding. If you, for example, let's see if anything else is moving. MVIS continued to rip. CLVR not doing much. Robinhood, like I said, I'm not touching Robinhood with their nonsense. BTCS up to 470. Very beautiful U shape there on BTCS. Still very low volume. Okay. And where's the NQ? NQ's alright, hanging out, not really doing too much. So let me show you an example of what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, before I show this example, give me just a second. I'll be right back, guys. But I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain my perspective on money and currency and show exactly. Yeah, something's outside my house. Exactly what. I don't know what this is. It's loud, though. I'll be right back, guys. Give me a few minutes. Okay, so let me show you a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Let me think. Let's just close this. Now I'm going to explain this perspective. You're more than welcome to debate it and argue it and all that, but because it is a perspective. However, this is not a perspective that I have built out of nothing, and this has not always been my perspective. My perspective can change. I don't get caught up on perspectives. But anyway, this is more than just the stock market, what I'm about to show you. Okay, this is everything. With economy, with any assets being traded, with anything. This is anything, okay? So, we'll use Apple. That's a perfect example. Apple is the perfect example for this. Right, okay. Let's go into a year chart. So, right here, this is March, right? If you was to get in at Apple at the bottom here, at March, what is that? Somewhere early March. Yeah. Early March here. We're in a day. Let me do this. Let me get a smaller time frame, just a little bit smaller. All right, so I can see the dates exactly. So, if you would have got in here, this would have been a $30 win, right? If you would have got in Apple here, locked it out, that's $22. $22 profit a share. Okay. What is it? Apple. $22 of profits a share. Apple from March 3/15 to 03/29. All right. So that's 14-day span. Let's write that down. 14 days in between that period. 4 of those days are going to be weekends. So you have 10 days of actual market open. Right? Okay. Now, let's say you just bought 1 share of Apple. So you bought it at that price of, we'll just say 150 to keep it even. Entry 1 share at 150. Okay? So, that cost you $150. Your profit was $22. So I'm going to get the numbers exactly right. So 150 times point, I think it's 0.022, I think. No, that wouldn't be right. It's 0.22. Okay. 150 times 0.22. So 33% gain. Does that sound right? That doesn't sound right. No, that can't be right either. See, 10% of $150 would be 15. Oh yeah, it is a 33% gain. Okay. So 30% gain, right? Your $150 went up to 172. So exit Or we'll just say 175. Well, no, we'll keep the 172 because we don't want to go into today. There's a reason for all this. You'll see in just a second. I'm going to show you guys. One share at 150, exit 172. All right. So that $22 difference, 30% gain, right? It took 10 days to make that 20% gain, right? 10 days to make a 30% gain on one share, 150. And this is in very volatile times. Apple doesn't normally move this drastically. But now here's where the kicker is. Your $22 in profit, you now have to, because it's in USD currency, you have to calculate in inflation. Because you held that for 10 days. So, if you calculate inflation, which is currently at 8% by their numbers, which it's definitely higher than that. But we'll say 8%. So, you calculate the 8% inflation on your $22, your $22 in profit that you bought or that you profited is actually going to be around $15 or $16. So your 30% gain on holding this for 10 days is going to be negated by inflation. So if inflation it gets up to 20% and you're only making 20% gains, you are losing value. The charts are in US dollar. The US dollar is not a stable currency. It does not hold buying value of a dollar. It is just a dollar, right? So without calculating in inflation, because charts do not calculate inflation. Charts are people buying and selling. Charts only capture reaction. So they're not capturing the inflation of the US dollar. They are in US dollar, but they're not showing any inflation of the US dollar. So by ignoring that, 10 days to make that small gain with inflation where it's at right now, you're not making very much money. Versus what I did today, I made a 30% gain in the span of 15 minutes. A 30% gain in the span of 15 minutes versus 10 days during this type of inflation, I did better than the person who bought the Apple stock and waited 10 days, right? And actually, I made more profit than the person who bought the one Apple stock if they caught it at the bottom and at the top. Because inflation has not had enough time to be able to catch up to my 30% gain where it would have caught up to their gain in that 10 days. So you've got to incorporate that. If you're not incorporating that right now, you could be losing value even if the stock is going up. So you have to realize with the charts being in US dollar, with everything being in US dollar, it does not show that inflation. So you got to be thinking about these things. If not, you're going to be trading in circles. Now, if it was in normal times and inflation was at 2% and the market was not very volatile and not crazy, you wouldn't even get a 30% gain on Apple in 10 days. We're in very volatile times. Apple dropped Apple dropped right here, 170. That dropped $22 before it had the $22 rebound. So, and Apple is also downtrending. But the dollar is just a measurement of value. It is just a vessel of value. And the more vessels that are put into circulation, the more money that, or not money, the more currency that is printed, your purchasing power of the value of the dollar is going down. So if we look completely back on this chart, way back, let's go 3 years. If you bought this back here at a, let's see, right here. Actually, we don't even got to go back that far. Inflation didn't really start heavily really getting out of control until this year. So if you would have bought Apple back here at this top at 150 when inflation was 2%, and then you held it through this, you did extremely well, because the dollars that you spent at 150 back here with 2% inflation was able to purchase more shares of that 150. Now, if, like I said, on this little rip, if you got in and you sold, you're selling a lot higher inflation. So if I could get my mouse and stuff to work, that $150 you would buy here is not the same amount in value as the $150 back here. Because of timing and velocity of money. And this perspective will help you in all economic and financial situations. Understanding the difference between currency and value is one of the most important things that I can share from my experience with you guys. It will change the way you look at money. Like I said, I don't look at the US dollar as money. And that the reason being is because it's not. It's just paper, it's just a vessel. That's it. Okay. Let me get back to some of these comments. HYMC's moving up a little bit. Yeah, it's moved up some. Nice, Donnell. There you go. Good job, buddy. You know, a little scalp. Nothing wrong with that. A little 13 cents on HYMC. Oh, yeah. Good point, Austin. Austin throwing in another point, adding to the perspective, you also have to pay capital gains taxes on your profits. So on that whole Apple breakdown that we just did, I didn't even incorporate capital gains tax. So you actually probably lost money on that trade, or you lost value, even though it looks like you bought. That's why it looks like. That's why it looks like, you know, even though the stock was going up, and you'd be like, I made this USD profit. With inflation and capital gains tax, your USD and profits cutting to nothing. Okay. So, DB, did you ever explain what a proper stock is? Because I don't see it. No, you're too busy talking about Alcoa, wanting to short Alcoa. Have fun shorting Alcoa. Alright, let's move that drawing. Alright. I'm not the one who said the catchphrase a proper stock. I'm asking Daniel B because that's what he said. I wanna know what he is considering a proper stock. That's the only question I ask. One Life, you've come in here fired up, bud. I'm not arguing or anything. I just went and did a educational lesson on currencies versus money. And how you can lose money even though you think you're making money if you don't understand inflation, which you are one of the ones who definitely doesn't. So instead of arguing whatever you're trying to argue, you probably should have listened. Yeah, it's just the IMGMS show, it looks like, today so far. Yeah, HYMC a little nice bounce. If let's see, what is AMC doing and all that? Yeah, so that's probably why HYMC pulled back. You can see AMC started shooting and then had a real hard yank back. And since AMC is starting to come up some. Yes, the apes are overlooking the high-craft mining angle because apes do not know who Eric Sprott is. If they knew who Sprott was. No, anyway. No, you're wrong, One Life. The most successful trader in my stream would be Josie Wells, who's been trading futures for 50 years and is a millionaire who drops money like it's nothing. And Josie has disagreed with everything that Daniel B has said. So, no, Daniel B is not the most successful trader in this chat. Try again. Josie will dog walk the both of you at the same time about trading information and stuff like that. Like you got that them egos, man. I'm telling you, y'all egoing together. Daniel B's the best trader in this chat. Really? Now, and again, what I was talking about earlier too wasn't just about trading. What I was talking about earlier is bigger than just the stock market. The whole inflation, the U.S. currency thing, that is everything. If you take that and you only are looking at that as a stock market thing, then you're not even looking at the whole picture that I'm even talking about. So you're arguing a puzzle piece against my whole entire puzzle that I've put together, and trying to tell me this one puzzle piece doesn't fit the entire puzzle, when it's clearly the last piece of the puzzle and fits in the puzzle, Well, when you've got that much money, you can be drunk on live streams and not care. You better, One Life, you better watch out, man. Josie's not the one to be talking like that about. I'm telling you, don't. You know what? I'm not going to defend Josie whatsoever. Josie is perfectly capable of defending himself. And the fact that you even wanted to try to go there, Josie may not even be in the chat, so you're just talking. Josie's living in a go ahead, guys. Go ahead. Keep on trash talking Josie. Josie will come and buy both of your houses. Josie, did you not see the amount of guns? His guns that are sitting on his chimney are worth more than y'all's trading accounts. You guys are ignorant. That's just, y'all have just went real ignorant. I cannot believe y'all actually have the audacity to talk trash about Josie. Josie, who's literally doesn't have to even come into any chats. The man doesn't like to talk out in public at all. He doesn't like to share his stuff, and has graciously come in this channel several times to share his experience. 50-something years of experience in the market. That's 10 times as much experience than both of you have combined. And you're going to trash talk Josie? Y'all are sad. Y'all are sad. It's just sad. I'm not even communicating with y'all anymore. I'm just ignoring y'all comments the rest of the day. Y'all have really went down the ego rabbit hole to attack Josie. The nicest guy ever. Y'all are attacking right now. Like, are you serious? What's wrong with y'all? And even think for a second that either one of you are better than Josie at trading. What a joke. Go sit down and take a nap. You guys have lost your minds. I'm not... Why do I need to bring Josie to discussion? You can't hold a debate against me, Daniel B. How are you going to hold a debate against somebody who's got 40 years of experience and is a millionaire? You can't even handle me, and you want to try to take on Josie? Come on, bro. Get out of here. Get out of here. Saying that he lives in a trailer park is not attacking him? Okay. All right, One Life. Nah, you guys have lost your minds. Robin Hood's still hanging out. Oh, anyway, let's go back over here and look at some cryptos. Because I know, that's what makes Daniel B mad. Let's listen to Daniel B, the guy who says cryptos are tulips and they're going to go to zero, but Bitcoin's still right at 50,000. You know. Y'all's knowledge. Well, don't watch it, One Life. Nobody's forcing you to come on the channel. You're the one who came in the chat. Everything was going nice and fine until y'all come in and start talking trash. Like, it was all good. I wasn't talking trash to anybody. You came in the stream fired up, saying, oh, here we go, blah, 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 all of that. And then y'all start dissing Josie. Like, come on. Don't try to turn this around. Like, this is why I don't watch this. Y'all have lost your minds. You two may be decent at trading, but that's about as far as your knowledge goes. Your knowledge of anything else is so limited. Like, you guys have no grasp on economy. You have no grasp on inflation. You have no grasp on how money moves through the markets. I mean, DB just literally said yesterday that institutions rarely mess with each other, rarely compete against each other. Like, you guys have said nothing of any type of realistic value this week. Everything you guys have said has been straight nonsense, especially you, DB. And you know it. You know it. That's the crazy part. But anyway, I'm not here to argue with people who have one mind, one track minds. It's not worth it. You know, if you want to listen to Daniel B and One Life, I would recommend you go back through the past 3 years of live streams and check their track records. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Still not seeing too much else going on. Let's see. Let's look at Clover. And we'll probably get a stream about 15 minutes here so I can get on to working on bigger fish to fry. Yeah, thank you. I made $67. Yeah, thank you. I did. You were right. I appreciate the acknowledgement, Daniel B. Clover. Let's see, it was just 48 million in shares. Looking at the hour chart on Clover, it does look like it may try to pop this downtrend. But it looks like it's going to have to break 275. And maybe too early for it to try to break this downtrend. It could come down to 216, but other than that, I mean, maybe Robinhood tries to get another leg up, but still a lot of indecision right there. And on the hour chart, it is way off of this 10-day. The 10-day moving average is down at 1437. But as long as it's holding above 15, it can move. Let me check. Let me check the daily chart again, though. Yeah, it could try to push to 3. The top of that of yesterday's body of this candle. 3 is going to be very strong resistance. It is under the 200, but we've got room up to the 200. Yeah, there's a lot of leeway on this play. This may be one to keep on watch for the rest of the week. I'm going to leave it on there. MVIS Microvision, I believe, is a... I know it's a tech stock, but Microvision, I think... That sounds familiar. I know they've done a lot of... Hold on, let me look at Microvision. No, I disagree, Lori. I'm not the best at penny stocks. I'm not the best at anything. I just talk. I just talk and share my experience. But Daniel B being the best at high flow stocks, that's just not accurate. Daniel B is best at doing what he has been doing for years, for 10 years or whatever. Just because he's the best at what he's been doing does not mean that he is. There's no. See, this is a problem that really shouldn't even be a thing. Who cares about being the best? What is the best going to do for you? You're the best of what? You're the best trader of high flow stocks, best trader. Who cares about that in the first place? Like the bottom line is profit. right? That's why we're all here. It's profit. You know, what was my win rate earlier for the last week and a half? 20%, but I'm still profitable, right? So it doesn't like that. I mean, that does not make me nowhere near the best. I mean, 1 out of 6 win rate just because I'm still profitable. If I would have done better and took better entries, I would have been a lot more profitable. So I definitely am not going to take any types of titles of the best, anything or any of that. And I don't want it. I don't want that. I'm not looking for recognition as some great, grandiose trader. Um, I'm looking at for recognition to build this community for something bigger. This Framework Fortune blockchain project has the potential, in my eyes, to change the course of history for trading and trading education. So I'm not even going to get into a debate about somebody being the best of something or something else. I don't care. You know, if Daniel B wants to call himself the best trader of high float stocks or whatever, you know, go for it. Call yourself whatever you want to. Doesn't matter to me. I'm looking for profit, and I'm looking for a community that is going to help me change the course of history for traders. So all this small little fish stuff about, you know, our little discussions with Daniel B and all of that, it's child's play. I mean, I am focused on much bigger fish at the moment. And I do want to say, I can't do this by myself. I can't do this Framework Fortune project by myself. I'm not doing it by myself. You know, I have HH on my side. I have Lawrence Donks and Chomps on my side. I have my wife, you know, she started her own business. If you guys checked out the upgrades to the website, you will see at the bottom and under partners, Framework Fortune Consulting and Graphic Design. That is her business. That is not a business under Framework Fortune. It is a sister business. But I don't have a lot of people on the team right now working on this project. And this community, I need your guys' help. And that's including One Life and DB. If you want to be a part of this community, let's squash all the nonsense that we're arguing over because it's irrelevant to the bigger picture. If you guys want to be a part of this community, then let's join together. We are going to be stronger in numbers, and I need help from everybody. You know, just you guys sharing, hitting like buttons, doing that type of stuff that helps spread the word. But I can't do it alone. You know, history can't be changed by one person. But we have the opportunity in front of us right now with all the economic uncertainty, with the massive change in Web 3.0, this new technology of blockchain and all this. We have a chance to actually change the course of history for traders in the future with this project. And that's what I want to do. So, millions of dollars, $67, whatever, you know, all of that stuff. It's irrelevant to the big picture. We have an opportunity in front of us. Every single one of us, a part of the Framework Fortune community, to actually change the course of history. So, don't let ego, pride, all of that stuff get in the way of progress. You know, don't let personal feelings get in the way of progress. This is bigger than all of us. This is bigger than me. I'm an ant on this earth. But what we can do moving forward, we may still be ants, but ants in large numbers can move mountains. So, I'll leave you guys with that. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. We'll be back tomorrow for some more live trading. I'll be back today on the crypto channel, pushing some more gameplay of P2E gaming. If you've seen the upgrades to the website and you're not familiar with what P2E gaming is, you came into the Framework Fortune on the stock market side and you see me playing a card game and you're wondering what I'm doing, that card game pays out in cryptocurrencies and NFTs and is actually a decent cash flowing blockchain game that has plenty of potential to explode. So the P2E gaming is still about making money. It's just about making money to play games. You know, I like to play games in my free time when I have it. Never have free time. But if you're going to play games, at least get paid for them. And that's what that is all about. So anyways, like I said, appreciate everybody joining me as always. You guys have a great rest of your day. And good job to anybody who nailed MGIS or what was it, IGMS on this massive rip. You know, a $10 run there. And on any other trades like HYMC if you guys were able to make some profits. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Till next time.
This is war with the enemy. Think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me. I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally